Well, another group that is not a monolith, but a core group of voters who will certainly have their say this November, Black Americans. The particular voting bloc was instrumental for President Biden back in 2020. But the question now is how many will stick with Biden this time around? Recent polling shows the president holding a significant lead over former President Trump against Black voters. But the 59-point advantage for Biden is well short of the actual percentage of the vote he received back in 2020 when he beat Trump by 75 points. So here with us now to discuss how this could all shake out, we welcome Ja'Ron Smith, former deputy assistant on the Domestic Policy Council under former President Trump. Ja'Ron, thank you so much for giving us some of your time. And I think it's important just to start out with what Joe was pointing out about the Muslim group of voters in Michigan. Black Americans are not a monolith by any means. President Biden's campaign credited the Black vote, though, with changing the course of things when he ran the first time around in 2020. How important could the Black vote, though, be for Republicans?
I think it's going to be extremely important. You got two things that are working against Joe Biden. One, he hasn't really kept his promises with the Black community. And so two things may happen. One, you're going to have a record number of Black Americans that's going to vote Republican. And two, you have a record number of African Americans that's probably going to stay home. All of those things not bode well for President Biden. And that's because President Trump has actually had a track record of improving things for Black Americans. You know, when you look at the economy, when you look at community safety, and you look at his record on criminal justice reform, for the first time, many Black Americans feel like they have an option that's other than the Democratic frontrunner.
And Ja'Ron, the former president compared his legal problems to what some Black people can relate to during his speech at the Black Conservative Federation's annual gala. That was on Friday. Let's take a listen to a snippet of that.
Then I got indicted a second time, and a third time, and a fourth time. And a lot of people said that that's why the Black people like me, because they have been hurt so badly and discriminated against. And they actually viewed me as I'm being discriminated against. So you see Black people walking around with my mugshot. You know, they do shirts.
All right, so we heard those comments from the president on Friday. We heard the cheers there, certainly in front of a friendly crowd. But some people were offended at his comments. Ja'Ron, is Trump's plight equivalent to that of Black Americans?
Well, I would say a lot of people can see the issue with the justice system not being fair. And with President Trump's record with being the lead reformer on criminal justice reform, he definitely has the heart and minds of different communities within the Black community. As you mentioned before, the Black community isn't a monolith. And many of the elite African Americans may not feel like there's anything in common, but there's a lot of everyday Americans. You know, President Trump helped get 30,000 people home from prison through the First Step Act. And those people, they touch 100 different people. So that's like 3 million people who may think of things differently as it relates to the criminal justice system. And so I think they have that in common.
You know, if we can bring up also that graphic that we talked about in the beginning of this when it was talking about support from Black voters and how it is starting to wane. We're seeing it wane for President Biden, especially when we compare it to 2020. Ja'Ron, do you think Democrats will face a reckoning this November when it comes to the Black vote?
I definitely think so, because, look, people want change. There's so many communities that are being left behind. They argue from the Biden campaign that, you know, the economy is doing better, but people's money doesn't go as far. And so you compare that to the Trump administration where you had more jobs, more opportunities, and lower prices. More people are thinking that they're better off with Trump. So I think you're certainly going to see a huge percentage of African Americans think about voting Republican this election.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.